Cloud Gardens trailer. It looks gorgeous.
It looks incredibly beautiful. I love the juxtaposition of the kind of old, crumbling, rusted stuff with, beautiful vines growing all over them.
Yeah, the style is great and the aesthetic is amazing. We have Thomas on the line.
Hey, Thomas, how you doing?
How's it going, Thomas?
How are you guys? Good afternoon.
Great.
We're doing great. So many awesome games.
Yeah, amazing games.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's been
admittedly, yours is one of the ones that I've been looking forward to.
Yeah, immediately
No way,
when
thanks.
immediately when seeing the game, it's like, wow, this is something different. It's very mysterious. I want to check out and see how this
Cool.
game works. So we're gonna go right into the
Yeah.
gameplay. Katie's gonna jump in. And could you talk a little bit about the game and how you got started?
Totally. Totally. So actually, this game came out of another project. I was working on a game that's was supposed to be an MMO, like a massive multiplayer game. It was just me, and then at some point I decided, okay, this is too much. Like I cannot build an entire MMO by myself. But in that game, there was this little plant simulation that you're looking at right now, and I was like, that's cool. I cannot just throw away this code and just dump 2 years of experimenting. So I tried to figure out a way to build a game out of just this plant simulation, and that game is Cloud Gardens.
It's really gorgeous. I have to say, one of my quarantine projects has been indoor gardening. I think I'm really showing
nice.
my age there, but I'm really into vining plants especially, so it's really cool that
Yeah.
I can grow so many in this game.
Yeah, I think there is, for some reason, a lot of, let's say, people have more affinity with growing plants these days. It's kind of making a comeback, having plants in your house, or if you have a garden, kind of tending to that a little bit more.
Yeah, I think my theory is
even though-
there's a lot of sad stuff happening in the world right now, but being able to see something thrive during a pandemic, I think just speaks to people.
Absolutely. Even though in this game it's not as much about gardening in the sense of you have to water your plants, you have to feed them. It's really about the aesthetics, but I think that's a very important part as well. Just the way that things look with plants around or on them.
So you worked on Kingdom? Your team worked on Kingdom?
Yeah. I worked on Kingdom for about 7 years,
Wow.
and then I wanted to do something new. So I still try to. I really like the pixel art aesthetic.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that
tell.
I started out with. How can I work in a certain kind of pixel art style but still have it be 3D? Obviously not all the pixels are going to be aligned or the same size, but how can you kind of have this aesthetic where things are blocky and it's interpretation is left to the player in a way.
That's what really stood out to me about it. I'm an artist, also a 3D artist. That's where I started, and so an environment artist actually. So seeing your low res
Sweet.
texture maps over the models was very interesting because you did your interpretation of what it should look like is very intuitive. I haven't seen it too often. Maybe I don't know if you've seen the new System Shock or the System Shock remake. It kind of has that, 8-bit style, 16-bit style texture mapping.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like that. I think the answer is not always in more polygons and higher resolution textures. It's also about just what you are depicting and kind of what impression does that give the player. What do they feel when they see it? And
So you have a kind of
what's this
you have kind of a post-apocalyptic feel going on here. I'd love to know what your inspirations were behind that.
Yeah. So I don't know if there are subreddits for what are they called, abandoned porn and stuff like that. It's abandoned landscapes, overgrown factories, all these things, and these are I love this stuff as well. It's just, for some reason, it's just so pleasing to look at, and I kind of really wanted just to capture that feeling. What if this abandoned landscape was not just the backdrop of a game, but what if that was the game? It's not just oh, you have this abandoned factory that's overgrown and now you can shoot a bunch of zombies, but actually playing with this abandoned landscape somehow.
I just opened up a bunch of cards with different plants on them. What can you tell me about this?
Yeah, so here you can pick which seed you are growing to play with. I think on this level you're best off with the green one, the third one from the right. Yeah, that one.
Oh, this one?
Or potentially all the way on the right. Yeah, this one would work
Oh,
well. Yeah.
this one has flowers on it though. I'm gonna try this one.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know you could like choose different plants. It's so awesome.
So I'm kind of hoping, or we're kind of hoping to trick players into being creative a little bit. Like maybe initially there are some objectives and it's like click this, click that, get a new seed, etc. But then hopefully they start enjoying the creative process as much as completing the objectives that the game has to offer. And it's a nice kind of feeling to make something and like be proud of it. Like, hey, yeah, I created this.
That's cool. It looks like oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
If you click the seed in the bottom right of your screen, you can grab that seed that you just selected.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And this is like my flowering vines. Oh, where did it go?
Oh, it might have bounced off.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Oh, I feel like a mother to these plants. Like, I grew them.
I like that it's like a snapshot, like you were talking about that abandoned porn type thing. It has like a snapshot feel of this particular abandoned piece, which is cool that you rotate,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm creating a work of art here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, the game is very forgiving, so you can be as precise as you want. Some people prefer to align every object, and some people prefer to have it more like haphazardly, you know, placed in different directions. Yeah, kind of different players have different ways of building this stuff. And what you were saying about it being like a small scene that you rotate, initially we played with much bigger landscapes. We had like a huge factory that you would go from one side to the other.
Oh, wow.
But for some reason we found that it's more satisfying if the landscape is somewhat smaller, because you have maybe more ownership over the result. You're kind of more zoomed in on a couple small things that you're doing.
And you have affinity for it too. It feels like when you're
kind of like that. Exactly. You know everything that you placed. You kind of keep track of it. Like this is really your little landscape that you built.
And that did you change the name to Cloud Gardens based on that, having this like one little set, or was it always Cloud Gardens?
It was kind of always Cloud Gardens from the beginning.
Cool.
Yeah, I think so. That kind of just stuck.
Nice. I like was fumbling at first. I was like, Cloud Atlas? Oh, damn it! Let me.
And there's also a lot of garden games right now. Games that have garden in the title.
That's true. That's true.
Like Kingdom, maybe it's not the most SEO optimized title,
but this game is very unique, though, for sure. I haven't seen anything like it.
It's recognizable from looks, and that works well, I think, too. When you post screenshots, it's you know, it's easy to kind of see, oh, it's that game, even if you don't know exactly the name of it.
Yeah, your Instagram must be popping with these GIFs.
Yeah, I was gonna say all we have to do is post GIFs, and that's your marketing strategy.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Screenshot Saturday, you must be killing it.
Oh yeah.
Our Instagram's got all of 50 followers, but we do try to do the screenshot Saturday and that kind of stuff.
I think you'll have more followers after this.
Yes, let's hope so. We're Cloud Gardens on Instagram.
Yeah, shout that
out. We're a super small team. It's usually around 4 people. Me, someone doing music, level design, and 3D art. But it does mean that some stuff gets left by the wayside. Like we're not always able to do like, you know, participate in a lot of these screenshots Saturday and outputting a lot of posts and stuff. We're really focused on the core game things.
And did you mention when you're releasing yet?
Totally. So we're thinking probably around summer 2021. Maybe earlier, but I don't think anybody's ever like released the game earlier than they estimated. So.
You could be the first to do so.
Yeah, we could be the first. Yeah, early access has been really good. We're getting some crazy feedback from players. There's a sandbox mode in the game where people are just building insane things that we never thought something of that size would be possible. And now we quickly try to cater to them, like give them better tools in the sandbox to build bigger stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they're like bigger snapshots, or like how's that?
So the sandbox mode, you start actually with a completely clean slate,
Okay.
and you get all the items that you've played with so far to just build something up from scratch. So for example, I don't know if you in the previous level there was like this abandoned car, or there's like an abandoned train, and all these props you just get to play with in the sandbox, and you can stack them any way you like, and then you put plants on them. But
That's
people have been
super
taking
fun.
it really far. They've been building huge contraptions and towers and weird sceneries.
That's awesome. That's super cool. When did you release on early access?
About a month ago.
Oh, okay. Congrats.
September 9th. Thanks, yeah. It's been a ride. Fun.
Yeah, so everybody go grab that on early access now. It's on our Steam page too.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much for sharing. Cloud
Yeah, thank you
Garden.
guys.
Thank you for joining
Yeah,
us.
have fun
Thomas.
with the rest of the stream.
Yeah,
It was
for
nice
sure.
to talk to you.
Yeah, we'll boost
Take
that
care.
Instagram, you know?
Thanks.
All right.